Hello everyone, my name is Derek. So last time we dealt with Rageborn in this campaign, and now we're going to deal with Blight Lord. So, same mages, same supply. We unlocked some new cards. So we got Jade, which I think is a very solid card. We got Galvanized Bauble. So it lets us focus any player's breach or cast any player's prep spell and destroy it. So, decent way to crack open some breaches. And finally, we got Force Amplifier, which is a cheap spell. Does pretty solid damage from a 3 or 4 breach, so I think that's a very good addition. We also got some level 1 treasures, Moonstone Shard, Pyre, Buried Light, Zaxos' Flare, and Kadira's Emerald Shard. So against Blight Lord, what I generally want to do is try to thin out my deck as well in order to draw into the Tainted Jades faster and have basically mediocre aether production, so that I'll have just enough to deal with the Tainted Jades. So, I do want to be going closer to the ground. I think I will be swapping out Disintegrating Scythe for Deluge of Power, so we're 4, 6, 7, 8. I want to take a Galvanized Bauble over a Link Conduit, because they feel kind of redundant. And I'm not sure if I can fit this Jade in here. This Wristwood Amber I don't think is really doing too much for me at the moment, though. I think I'd usually rather have the Galvanized Bauble. So with Galvanized Bauble, I do want to take Talix. And I'm also going to take Claudia. Of course, there's an issue with Talix in this set. Because of Pulverizing Ray, the card that makes you discard 6 gems, or Grable takes like 18 damage or whatever, Talix gets quite a bit worse because of his lack of any crystals. So instead of Talix, I could go for Mist if I want to play around that. I could also change the basic Nemesis cards to be 4, but I'll stick to the default. So I could go for a turn 3 8 Aether with Claudia. Although Claudia going for the more general like turn 2 full charge works pretty well. This time around I could go for Monstrous Infernos for both of them. So if I want to get Monstrous Inferno, I'm looking to get a 6 Aether turn 3 with Mist. So I'm sure she can get that with the Brahma's Buried Light. And you could probably take a Zaxos' Pyre. I prefer Pyre over Flare. Although there's not much player healing, Well of Energy might be able to do it for us. But I think that early damage against Blight Lord is very good. I always like early damage, so hey. So yeah, plan is turn 3 to double Monstrous Inferno. So let's try to make that happen. Alright. Well. So I want to get rid of these Tainted Janes as soon as possible. I think that it's worth having Mist essentially skip her turn to do so. That does bump it down, I believe, to a upwards of 7 Aether turn 3, but that's fine. We can go for double Arcane Nexus. It's also decent. Alright. Do the obvious play. So yep, now she'll have 5 Aether. So if I'm able to win the 50-50 and have Claudia go first on next round, then I can get 10 Aether. Or 7 Aether. Okay. This actually allows Claudia to immediately draw into her Energized Rubidium, which is good. Alternatively, I could have... You go here, so... I think I'll have Mist gain this Tainted Jade, and have Claudia draw the card. This changes things a bit, but not by too much. So now she's got 7 aether. So I can open that up. This will get 1, 2, 3, 4 charges. So I'll waste 1 aether here, but that's fine. And next turn, Claudia can fully charge up. Alright, Viridian. Claudia goes first, excellent. So let's have Claudia fully charge up. So next turn we can go for that double Arcane Nexus. Feels good to get a bit lucky here. So yep, this double Arcane Nexus is probably all the Aether we need. I'll probably give Mist maybe a single Energized Rubidium or a Jade. Let's see, yep, okay. But for now, I want to get rid of these as soon as possible. I really don't want to have the Tainted Track advance. So now we're getting Shard Spitter. Okay. So let's go ahead and deal 4 damage there. And yeah, do we give Mist the charge here? She'll be able to get 2 Aether and Instacast. If we don't, or 3, but I'm not really seeing this Galvanized Bobble being too useful here. So I think what I'll do is I'll just take the charge. It's decent value, and I can take another charge with Garnet Shard, or I could buy a Jade. And I'll pay off this power. May as well. I'm not doing anything much else with the Aether. Alright. And let's get back up to 4 charges with Claudia. Alright. And dish out 1 damage there. And okay. Gonna take that Jade. Alright, so I could get up to 7 Aether, which will let me get a Well of Energy. Or I could just cast this, get up to 6. So now it's kind of like, do I want to get the higher damage output long term? Or do I prefer to get the spell cycling? Because I do think that casting Arcane Nexus is pretty valuable. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Makes me a bit nervous though. And I'm just gonna go in on aggression. Because I want to close out this fight. Alright. Let's have Claudia gain both. She can handle it. And we get a Banesire. Yikes. Okay. Well. Let's give Mist some charges. That does 5 damage. This will do 1. So this does 5 damage. So what I want to do is I'm just going to open this breach up and gain a charge. Because I think I'm going to try and cast this as soon as I can. Okay. And let's take that one out. And no discard there, obviously. Up to 5 Aether. I'll just pick up a Force Amplifier. No need to overcomplicate things. So hopefully Mist goes before Blight Lord goes twice and potentially advances the Tainted track, but I suppose the worst case scenario isn't too bad here. I'm gonna focus this breach, because I feel like I got enough going on in this deck right now. Alright. Yikes. Okay. Okay, so... yeah, let's go ahead and give the Tainted Jades one each. They can both handle it. That's 8 Aether to get rid of that. Yikes. Well, I'm going to rely on Claudia's ability to pay that off, actually. And, yeah. So what I'm going to do is give Mist plus 5 Aether, along with the 2 plus 1 from Arcane Nexus. Because 4 damage is just not something I'm really looking for right now. Alright. So let's give 2 to you, 1 to you. Oh. Probably should have given 1 to each. Didn't know that deck was going to empty out there. But it's fine, actually. Because Claudia can actually destroy, I believe, both of them. Not quite, but almost. Well, if she draws 4 cards, she most certainly can. So yeah, I'll keep that damage cycling. And yeah. Okay. Let's plink him. I'm gonna hold onto my Garnet Shard so I can sync it up with my Arcane Nexus and Deluge of Power. No reason to rush it out now. Alright. So, managed to get that mostly under control. 8 to get rid of that one. Which I can do easily. So let's keep getting Mist some charges. But do we even want to? It's only 7 damage Gravehold. Yeah, it lets me destroy this. I won't have the opportunity to pay it off for quite some time. So I believe I do just pay it off here. And I'm going to hold on to that because I just want to get rid of it. Okay. So I'm going to do what's called a pro gamer move here. I'm going to fully charge up. And destroy this. Alright. So you could double play this, dealing quite a lot of damage. So you could deal 2, 4, 8 pretty easily. So I'm just going to deal 2 damage to the dome. And 4 more. That doesn't matter too much, because not likely we'll draw 2 and not 3. Actually, no, it is likely we'll draw 2 and not 3 cards. In fact, very likely, due to Deluge of Power. We've got to accommodate for that one. And we'll take a Deluge of Power. Just keep the damage coming in. Okay. So we're going to get that Arcane Nexus back. Oh, whoops, wrong place. Gotta kill this off, of course. Alright. And let's get 2 more deluges. And okay. And I don't really see too much of a need to pick up more cards. We're doing fine in that department. And now... Oop. Meant to discard 2 crystals here. Let's do it again. Discard you and you. Okay. And grab another charge. Alright. So here... we can just do that. And pick up some charges. So yep, I'm just gonna dish out a bit more damage here. Keep it flowing. And do we take 2 more charges or do we take a force amplifier? I think I'm going to take 2 more charges, mostly because I think the damage output's good enough, and I'm more worried about a gnarly power coming out. Like that one. Okay. So let's have Claudia gain a Jade and Mist gain a Jade here. Alright, well then, this is going to start advancing the Tainted track, potentially to the point that someone dies. So, give them both a Tainted Jade again. Alright. So, yeah, the Tainted Jades are quite far away. So I gotta go through these decks quick. Alright. And yeah, we'll go on face. So now I'm running into an issue that I often run into with gems. I have an obscene amount of aether, and absolutely nothing to do with it. But you know what? That's fine. Okay. Let's pick up those 2 cards. So I could potentially insta-cast a Monstrous Inferno, but, you know, nothing much doing with all that damage. And yep, that should let... Ooh. So if I do that, it's down to 6. This will deal 5 damage. Crap. I'm just 1 off of lethal here. That's fine. Okay. Is there any way I could sort of cheese this, or somehow prevent the boss from going twice and dealing 4 damage to someone? Don't think there really is. So, not much to do here, other than charge up and pass the turn. Alright. Well then. Ooh, this is tough. So I want to guarantee that no matter who goes, we're going to be winning the game here. At least who goes next after the boss takes 2, potentially 4 turns in a row. So if I cast that... Okay, so if I cast this, Claudia will be able to win the game, and I won't. Actually, if I don't cast anything, then we could both win because we could both cast each other's after casting our own. So I don't play that. I cast nothing. This is just bad. Yep. Well, that's tier 3 for you. One off of there. So I definitely could have been a little bit more efficient early on. Arcane Nexus really isn't my favorite card. I know people love Arcane Nexus, and it definitely pulled a lot of weight there, but yeah. I don't really know also the tier 3 cards to play around in Aeon's End. So, unfortunate. But that's what happens when you play an Extinction. Huh? Alright. Well, we take a cover behind some huge rocks, so we can try again. So I think what we were lacking there was solid relics. I know I could have taken some wells of energy, but I just need to be more aggressive there. I don't think I needed to be more defensive, because I just needed that one more damage point. We get a Flexing Dagger. Okay. Is Flexing Dagger better than Bobble? I think long term I want Bobble so I can thin the deck out better. I think I also would have won if I took Talix, who generally works a bit better with aggression. So, yeah, I suppose that's all. Thank you for watching.